Hey, Robert! Can I come over to your place today?
Hey, Arya. Sure. It's my day off tomorrow. You want to stay the night?
Ooh, sure thing! I'll head over after I bought some things for tonight's supper and breakfast in the morning. I just have a few things to take care of here, then I'll be on my way. See you later!
By the way, Arya, I've been thinking of asking you this for a while now.
What?
How would you feel about us living together?
Huh?
We've been dating for a whole 3 years now. We stay over at each other's houses at least 3 times a week. Seems like a waste of money to be paying rent and utilities for 2 apartments that are empty half the time. I thought it seemed like all the more reason for us to finally move in together.
You want us to live together? Do you mean at my place or yours?
No, if we did, I think it'd make more sense to rent a new apartment together. Or something someplace close to both of our jobs. Moving is definitely an option. What do you think about us living together, Arya?
If you want us to live together, does that mean you're also thinking about what comes next?
By what comes next, do you mean marriage?
Yes, marriage. You're 26, but I'm already 29. If you want us to live together at this stage, I kinda got the impression you might be thinking about us getting married one day too.
Of course I'd like us to get married one day. Or rather, I already had marriage in mind at the point I asked you out. If we move in together and everything goes well, will you marry me? Never really intended to propose to you during a conversation like this, but I guess that is kind of what I'm doing.
Marrying you. Well, I'm not opposed to the idea of marriage, but... What's your salary?
Huh?
What's your salary? How much money do you make in a year? Just a rough figure is fine.
My salary? It's about $45,000 a year right now. If I was to say what I actually take home after taxes and whatnot, it's probably somewhere just below 40K.
What? It's that low?
Huh? Is that low?
It's even lower than I imagined! There's this guy. He used to be in my class at school. He makes 60K. He works for an elite company. They're super prestigious.
Well, I guess it differs depending on where you work. But isn't salary determined in large part by how long you've worked for a certain company? I only graduated university 4 years ago. Cut me some slack.
Maybe so, but 45,000 is still far too low. If you want me to live with you and even my hand in marriage one day, you should be making at least 75,000. We won't be able to get by on such a low income.
I really don't think it's low enough to be classified as low income. We wouldn't struggle to get by either. Plus, I think it'll go up gradually in the future. The longer I'm with the company, the more I'll earn.
Not the future. I need to make more money now. There's no way I can marry someone who takes home less than 40,000 a year. If you really want to marry me, won't you think about changing jobs? To somewhere you can make over 75K a year?
Changing jobs? Are you serious? There's no way I can do that. Besides, I can't just waltz into some new company and expect them to put me on 75K a year right off the bat.
You'll find somewhere that pays generously if you look. You're just not trying hard enough. Surely, if it's not that much, if you mean it when you say you want to marry me?
What even is this? Is money the only thing you care about? I'd want to marry you even if you were penniless, because it's you I like and not your bank account. Is money the most important thing to you? Was all that time we spent together until now meaningless? All the time we spent whispering sweet nothings into each other's ears a lie?
Come on, Robert. It's not like I'm saying I hate you or anything. But things like living together and getting married cost money. If we went ahead with everything on our current salary, I'd have constant anxiety. I'll be turning 30 soon, and my biological clock's ticking. I won't be able to have kids forever, you know. So if you want to get married straight away, I can't do it unless you make over 75K.
Even so, switching jobs and doubling my salary isn't something I can do at the drop of a hat. You need to be more realistic about this. It's not like I don't have circumstances of my own to consider.
So basically what you're saying is that you don't really want to marry me at all? Is the thought of working a little harder and making more money to provide for me really that awful to you?
Is this all I was to you all along? Why would you even say that? I had no idea you were like this, Arya. You're totally obsessed with money. Be honest, I feel I'm finally seeing your true colors.
No, I'm the one who's seeing your true colors. I thought you'd be making way more than you are because of work from a prestigious company. I just wasted 2 years of my life. It's over, Robert. I'm breaking up with you.
We're after my money this whole time. Fine. I think it's for the best. I have no interest in being with a woman who suddenly starts asking about my salary as soon as the question of marriage is on the table.
Well, I have no interest in being with a worthless broker like you either. Don't even come near me again. If I even so much as see your face after this, I'll report you to the police for stalking. Goodbye! Hey, Robert. Long time no see.
Huh? Who's this?
Don't be silly. It's me, Arya. Surely you didn't forget your ex-girlfriend.
Oh, Arya. I didn't realize who you were for a moment. Why are you messaging me after all this time?
No reason at all, really. I was wondering if you had a new girlfriend yet, though.
That's none of your business.
Oh, me? Well, since you ask, I got a new boyfriend last year. He's in his 50s, so he may be a bit of a grandpa. But he earns over 60K a year. I'm over 30 myself now. So I did lower my standards a little bit from the 75K a year high roller I originally had in my sights on. But he still earns way more than you. In fact, you're so incomparable, it's kind of tragic.
Oh, cool. Pleased to hear it.
Let's face it, only guys raking in serious money were ever gonna have a shot at dating a girl like me. Me and you were a mismatch right from day one.
Yeah. That's great.
You probably haven't managed to get a single girlfriend since we broke up, right, Robert? I can tell you why that is if you like. It's because you're satisfied with a pitiful low salary. How do you expect to be able to bag yourself a decent woman with such a lazy attitude towards life? If you want to have a shot at marrying a princess like me, I suggest you work harder and start bringing more money in.
My current salary is 92K a year.
Huh?
You still seem to think I'm only making 40K. But my current salary is 92K a year. I did tell you before that my salary would go up in time.
What? Are you joking? There's no way you're on 92K. You're lying. How the hell did you end up making that much?
I'm happy for you to think I'm lying if it makes you feel better. But if you want to know how I make this much, first, I quit the company I was at when we dated, so I could start helping my parents out with the family business.
Your parents? The family business? I didn't know your family ran a business. What is it?
Didn't I tell you? My family runs Jinko Heavy Industries. Have you heard of it?
Jincho Heavy Industries? Have I heard of it? Is there anyone who hasn't? They're a major global company famous across the world. Wait, hold on a sec. No way. Are Are you saying you're the son of the CEO of Jincho Heavy Industries?
It's kind of embarrassing to call myself the son of the CEO, but yeah, I guess I am. I quit my old company 4 years back, a year after we broke up. I started working at Jinko Heavy Industries immediately. I'm currently working with my dad, who, like you said, is the current CEO, so I can learn everything I need to take over the business one day. That said, I am still doing actual work, and I'm already bringing in some decent results myself.
Why didn't you just get a job at a family business in the first place? You would have made even more money by now if you did that.
The company rule is that the successor has to undergo a few years of training at a company in the same line of business. Then there was also the benefit of forging connections within the industry. My dad wanted me to learn about the industry, society, and the world at large by working at a separate company where I wouldn't receive special treatment for being his son. I got into the last company entirely off my own back.
But why didn't you tell me any of this 5 years ago when we broke up? The ring would have been on my finger before you even had time to blink.
I hadn't been formally appointed as its successor by that point, and things still weren't set in stone. Anyway, what kind of guy goes blurting out, "Hey, sweet cheeks, I'll be a CEO one day," to his girlfriend? I'd hesitate to tell people even now, because it's still early days and I still have a lot to learn.
I see, so that's why. Okay, you passed.
What?
You passed my test. You're finally worthy of my hand in marriage. I always had absolute faith in you, Robert. I'm so proud of you. Okay, I'm ready for you to pop the question now. Go ahead as soon as you're ready. Don't be shy, honey. Here's a little hint. It's gonna be a yes.
What? Are you insane? I have no intention of marrying you.
What? Why? It's okay, Robert. You don't have to hold back with me. You worked so hard all these years so you could marry me. I have so much admiration for you. Your reward is awaiting. All you have to do is pop the question, sweetie.
I'm not holding back at all. I genuinely don't want to marry you. It's not like I did any of this so I could marry you either. I have no interest of being with the kind of girl whose attitude changes in an instant when she finds out how much money a guy earns, or what his position with a company is. You're the most shallow person I've ever met.
What? What do you mean I'm shallow? Aren't you the one who wanted to marry me? You're the one who asked me to marry you in the first place.
That was 5 years ago. But I seem to have a faint recollection of you turning me down based on my salary. Oh, that's right! My money was more important to you than the time we spent together or the memories we created together. Being proposed to by someone who looked down their nose at me like that doesn't make me feel glad for even 1 second. In fact, it disgusts me. I think you're nothing but a nuisance.
But I told you, I didn't know you were going places back then. I might have said a couple of things that sounded a little harsh, but I want you to know, sweetie, it was only because I wanted you to succeed. Anyway, it's not like you have a girlfriend now, right? Just marry me, honey. You know it's the right thing to do. You'll never regret it.
I most definitely, unequivocally, absolutely, beyond any shadow of a doubt, will not be marrying you. Besides, I couldn't even if I wanted to. I've been married for 2 years now.
Huh? You got married?
We're having a baby in April next year. Our second, in fact.
What? No, this can't be. You can't marry anyone but me. I won't accept it.
I can, and I did. She's the same age as me. And she values me for who I am, my personality, and not how fat my wallet is. She's cute, she's kind. She really is the perfect woman.
That counts as cheating on me. You do realize that? Do you have any idea on how long I waited for you to achieve your potential so we could finally be happy together? To think you just tossed me by the wayside and marry some cheap floozy!
Give me a break. You weren't waiting. Didn't you just say you were dating a guy on $60K a year?
Well, forget about him. I'll break up with that old man straight away. So please, will you marry me? You definitely won't regret it.
Actually, I think marrying you would leave me with nothing but regrets. Anyway, it's not happening. So just give up. Me and you were a mismatch from day one, after all.
I've been tricked. You're the worst. If I knew things would turn out this way, I would have just married you when you asked. Why is this happening to me?
Think of it as a lesson learned. The biggest fish is always the one that gets away. See ya! I immediately blocked Arya from sending me further messages. She was so desperate to talk to me that she went as far as showing up outside the company offices. She was in such a frenzy that she climbed over the security gate while screaming, "I'm Robert's fiancé!" The security guard's efforts to calm her down proving futile. The police were called, and she was arrested in the act of criminal damage and trespassing. Even while being dragged away in handcuffs, she defiantly screamed things like, "I'm the next CEO's fiancé!" and "My man's going places!" But since I'd already explained the situation with Arya to my parents, wife, co-workers, and friends beforehand, no one believed a word she had to say. Ultimately, she ended up promising never to come near me again. And the episode drew to a close with me receiving a tidy sum in fines and compensation. Arya's boyfriend dumped her when she got arrested, and her friends began keeping their distance, leaving her isolated and alone. This whole affair made me realize how foolish it is to focus only on what's right in front of you with no thought for the future. I learned some important life lessons myself.
Petra, you're back at Mom and Dad's house again? Next week I'm planning on having Pat come over so that I can introduce him to everyone there. So, Petra, you are really getting in my way by being at their house right now. Hurry up and get out of that house for good. And I am trying. I would really like to be out of this house as soon as possible right now, and I'm planning on being gone soon. But of course, there are still some things I'm not quite over just yet. Not over what? This isn't just about the fact that you went and stole my fiancé from me like that, but the fact that you went and made it sound like I was the one trying to steal him from you all this time. Now I'm totally pissed off about that and can't just let things go anymore. Well, listen here, Petra. I have every right to blame the person in the wrong for doing something wrong, right? You tried to steal Pat from me, you freak! Lacey, your English is getting worse day by day. And your head is getting worse day by day, you idiot! You really do have to get over all this. It was Pat that started to like me more than you, so there's nothing you can do to fight that, okay? Also, Pat's already told me he's never going to marry you now, since you tried to steal him away from my arms. So this isn't all just you saying that I'm the one who was trying to steal Pat from you? He himself is lying about what happened to paint me is the problem. This is just like that time you threw yourself down the stairs and then started blaming me for pushing you, even though I was in the kitchen on the first floor of our house. But you did push me! And I'll have you know that I sprained my ankle really badly because of that. And that's on you for being a complete imbecile and falling down the stairs. You were just lucky that Mom and Dad weren't home to see it, making them believe you when you showed them the sprain and blamed me. There were already some red flags being raised after both Mom and Dad believed what you were saying over me, when you had no evidence, but are you kidding me? Now you've gotten Pat playing along with your lies and are blaming me once again for something I have never done? Well, I also told him about what you did to me then as well, and he told me he never thought of you as such a bully. And that's why he ended up falling in love with me. And now that he loves me so much that he wants to marry me, he's never going to doubt that moment again, and will always play along with my lies. See, now that you've even heard it from me, you get it, right? You don't have any friends in this family anymore, so hurry up and get out of Mom and Dad's house for me. Make sure to never come back around us again. All right then, I guess this is it for me then. I'm changing my plans. I'm going to leave this house today. Thank God. After seeing how you've acted, even now while we've texted, I finally understand it all. Everyone in this house will only believe what you tell them, no matter how frickin' insane and baseless it is. Which must mean that both Mom and Dad are completely nuts. Huh? What the heck did you just say? Are you stupid? I don't really care anymore about what I say. I'm already on my way out of this house now, so I feel that I can say whatever I want about you guys, because I'll never see any one of you again, right? I'm going to start packing all my things up now, so leave me alone. Hey, you still aren't out of the house yet? I've just finished up talking with a realtor about signing a lease for an apartment and planning out how I'm going to move all my things there. Well, who cares about that? All of the things you have are worthless to the rest of us, so they can just all go in the trash. Just throw it all in the back of your car or something and get lost. Anything you can't fit, we'll gladly throw away for you. You're right, actually. I'm only gathering the most valuable things to me, and the rest I'll be getting rid of. But it's not like I have much left anyway, because there was always someone going into my room and always stealing my things from me without ever asking. Huh? I never stole any of those things, though. I was just taking them from you. It's your fault for always buying such nice clothing and bags and jewelry that would look way better on a beauty like me. I only said someone was stealing all of my things, Lacey. I never said that it was you that was doing all of it. What? I see. So you really have been the one stealing all my things, then. What the hell? You're being a total witch. Just get out of this house already. And I'm on my way out of here right now. Is that right? Well, thank frickin' God for that. Now the final piece of annoying garbage is out of my sight. That's right. I've been blocked by Pat already, so I have something I'd like for you to relay to him. What is it? Tell him that if I don't get my $3,000 back from him that I lent him by the middle of this month, I'm going to have a problem. Huh? $3,000? He already knows where to send the money to, so all you have to do is tell him that and he'll be able to handle the rest. If he doesn't know what to do, then tell him to unblock me so that he and I can talk about this like adults. And I can explain to him again what needs to happen. What are you going on about? You're telling me that the Pat I'm engaged to, the one who happens to work for a very large company and makes lots of money there, had to borrow money from some loser like you? No freaking way that's a thing. There happens to be an IOU that we both signed proving this is true, though. No way, no way, no way! If you don't want to believe me, then that's totally fine. I just want you to go ahead and tell him all of this for me. If you'd like to hear the reason for why he had to borrow money from me in the first place, then go and ask him about it. There is just no way any of that is true. Can you please quit trying to make me laugh at this stupid joke of yours? I'm not going back to that house anymore, just so you know. So this is goodbye forever, then. Petra, I have some super happy news for you. I was just proposed to by Pat. And of course we all know what my answer was, right? It was a yes. We were on an evening walk out at the city center park, And there he got down on one knee, whipped out a beautiful ring, and asked for me to be his wife. It was the most romantic setting for me, and I just couldn't help but come to you with this amazing news. Is that so? Congratulations. And when it comes to our wedding, Pat has told me that at the very least, it's going to cost $50,000. Really? I never expected that you both would be putting $50,000 toward a wedding. I'm sure you are oh so jealous of me right now. I'm wondering how you're going to come across that kind of money. Huh? Listen here, miss. Just because someone like Pat had to borrow a measly $3,000 from you before, doesn't mean you get to start acting like he doesn't have the money for this wedding. Would you please stop it with that now? After I went to him about all that, he said he paid you right back in 2 days. Ah, you're talking about that. I'm very thankful that you were able to go to him and relay what I wanted you to say, without screwing it all up or forgetting about it. Thank you. He told me that during that phase, he was just asking you for a little money to help him cover some simple costs. And that's the only reason he asked for that small amount from you. So don't get such a big head over that instance. That's not what I was planning for you to think when I thought about your guys' financial situation. So, was the only reason for you coming back to me after months of no communication whatsoever just for you to brag to me about how you were able to say yes to his proposal? Huh? I'm just thinking that none of this has to do with you wanting to invite me to that wedding or anything you just spoke of. Of course I'm going to invite you to it. I wasn't just going to start the conversation with me telling you the date and location of the wedding. I had to lead into that by telling you what good news I had and about how the wedding will be. You don't have to tell me about all of that stuff, all right? I don't plan on coming anyway. We'll see about that. So is that all you wanted from me then? Huh? I really want to get back to work now. Wait, today is a holiday, you idiot! You think I'm going to believe that you still have to work? You must really be in need of money right now if you're having to work during a holiday. I happened to change my career, and that ended up with me having to change my schedule around, where I only have to work on the weekends and sometimes on holidays and during the week. What? You changed your job? And because of me changing my career and job, I am now making a whole lot more money than I was before. What? Really? So? Huh? I don't think you have anything else to say to me then, so I'll be getting back to work now. Petra! Petra, please! What the heck do you want from me? I'm in the middle of some very important work, okay? I need some money from you as a celebration for my wedding! Huh? Is your wedding coming up really soon then? It'll be next week on Sunday! So please, give me some money to celebrate my marriage. I'm sure you can give me $50,000, right? Excuse me? Are you being serious right now? You want me to give you $50,000 as a present? You're my older sister, right? I think with you as my older sister, you should be more than happy to fork that kind of money over to me as a present for my special day. Come on now, Lacey. Just tell me what's really going on with you now. I know that you can't pay for your wedding now, and you want my money to pay for it. You guys don't have any money, right? You've only ever worked as a part-timer for a couple of stores and only ever brought in a couple $100s per month, right? So there was never enough income for you to save any of it. That's why, for a little while, you've had Mom and Dad giving you an allowance in order to have a little bit more money, right? And since you got those two to jump on your bandwagon and hand you money like that all the time, they now don't have any money for themselves to support them as they both try and retire happily. When it comes to Pat, he's working for a very large company, but only as a temporary employee, right? You knew about that? Well, you have to understand that I was really planning to marry that man at one point. And now the reason for why you are freaking out so much right now is because you happened to find out that the man you want to marry is making less than a full-time employee there. And that's really shocked you to your core. Do you know why I had to lend him $3,000 before? That's because while in between jobs, he didn't have the money to pay rent and for food. So I said he could borrow from me as long as he paid me back. And when he paid all that back to me in one payment, he must have borrowed money from somewhere else to make that work, right? That was, he may have said something about that before to me. So when it comes to you having to pay for that wedding, you must have thought he was going to be the one paying for all of it, right? And as for Pat, he thought that since you were always getting money from Mom and Dad, that it would be the same case here and that they'd pay for your wedding. Am I right about all this? But I had thought that Pat was full-time, long-term employee for that company, so I assumed he could afford everything. And by the way, why the hell do you know about all of this, Petra? I never knew a thing about any of this before, yet you knew all along? He and I have talked about all of this before when we were dating. And we both have friends that I'm able to hear things from. Also, when it came to him proposing to me and the two of us becoming engaged, he promised to me that he would get a full-time, long-term job by the time we got married. But that was all before you came in and stole him from me. If you knew about all of this, then why didn't you tell me? I only stole him from you because I thought he'd be making all this money and I'd never have to work a day in my life again. This is a scam. You scammed me. He's not at all what you advertised to me. He's not even rich enough to pay for a simple wedding to celebrate our marriage. You thought I had any reason to tell you any of that? Huh? The fact that you both didn't talk about all of this before talking about marriage is on you two. Had you actually sat down with him and talked finances and work, he might have told you more about who he really is and what state his bank accounts are in. Also, you were the one that chose to steal him from me, so I just assumed you knew about the kind of trash he is. So why tell you something when you should have already known? But also, just after that, you started to blame me for being the one to try and steal him from you before you ran out of the house to him. So I had no way to tell you who he was even. But listen! And just know that I'm not going to give you $50,000 as a present, alright? What? I'm sorry, but I'm not that rich where I could just whip that kind of money out and give it to someone who isn't deserving of it. Well, I'm asking you to please do something. This has already caused a lot of problems, and so the wedding is being canceled. But the wedding planner has told me I have between now and next weekend to pay them back the cancellation fee. And I don't have the money to do that. Please just give me whatever money you have right now, Petra. Your cute little sister is in a really tough place right now. You're my older sister. After that, Lacey, Pat, and both of my parents started to call my phone over and over and over. And not just calls, but a bunch of text messages and things like that as well started to come. Lacey would tell me every time that she had no money and then would say horrible things to me. Pat would tell me that he has no money and then ask for the both of us to get back together again. Both my parents would tell me they have no money and that they wanted me to come back home to live with them. I get that I was able to find a better paying job and all, but I do not make the kind of money where I can pay for all these freaks. Anyway, all those calls and texts from me was driving me up the wall. So I went and changed my phone number. When talking to a person I know who lives in the house next to them, they told me that the whole story about how Lacey had really stolen Pat from me slipped out. And then all of their friends and family began to stop talking to them. And I guess that meant I was the only person left for them to rely on. When it came to that wedding's cancellation fee, it turns out that they were able to settle it by paying it off in half-year increments. But even with that, my parents had to end up selling their house. And then they all moved out of their house to a smaller apartment, where they would fight one another all the time and cause all kinds of noise complaints. It'll only be a matter of time before they get kicked out of the apartment and are forced to live on the street.